Hang on one quick second here. I have a little bit of secretarial work to do. Hang on, hang on, hang on. There we are. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, humans of all shapes and sizes, unforgettables all. It's so exciting. We have 153 people who joined We Are the Unforgettables. 153 in one day. Unbelievable. I'm so excited. Can you tell? So I'm Abby Haggard. This is my little office. This is there's mom. There's mom. There's the Care Bears over there. See Care Bears over there. And all my other memorabilia. I do collect shoes. I'm not as crazy as Dewey Sean, who collects everything else. Somebody has to do it. And I am here every week, Tuesdays and Thursday mornings, Shoes Days and Thor's Day mornings, to talk about life stuff, simple win situations. And, we had this crazy event happen on the 9th and 10th of October. I tripped, stumbled, fell sideways into a conversation with some person named Dewey Sean in Interlaken, Florida. And I hadn't gone there directly. I had been on a side path and I got diverted, and all of a sudden there we were. And pretty much every day, if not every other day, we created this concept called the Unforgettables. And the whole idea is that we care about things. We care about specific things, moments, people, events, stuff that gives a kind of an inner core definition of our lives, that we look at that and say, that's me, and that's me, and that's me. And all those things taken together are me. And it's bigger than family because, family, we don't really got a choice. We are or we're not. We can build a family. We can create family of our choosing. And certainly I know I have. However, what we don't come into this world ready and able and willing to do is create our tent pegs. I love the verb tent pegging, because what it means, although I don't look like I camp because I have only camped when I've absolutely had to, you need to secure the ropes, and then you need to kind of get up in the night and do it again, because when the dewy when the dew settles, the ropes stretch, and then you have kind of a not exactly what you'd planned. So you have to, but you can't just fix one. You have to fix them all. Because if you don't fix all the tent pegs, if you don't correct all of your guy lines, if you don't make sure that everything is stable, then you're not really in your best place. So Dewey and I were talking about that. We were talking about the ups and the downs and the things that knock us sideways. He was saying that there's such a huge number of people in the world now who are not living in the way our grandparents lived, where it wasn't just mom, dad, buddy, and sis. It was generational. And if mom was busy or dad wasn't feeling well, we could always go to aunt or uncle or grandma or cousin and get the inside scoop. We were never set adrift, lost in an open sea. And then, the nuclear family, and then the portable society. And then in the 80s, latchkeys. The latchkey kids were kids who came home and both parents were working. And one of the crazy things, one of the benefits that came out of that whole set of times and circumstances were people like Roger Price, were the people, who created Teddy Ruxpin and the Care Bears. Roger with You Can't Do It on Television. Before that, in England, all these shows that spoke directly to kids. It wasn't Somebody Knows Best. It was the kids know best, but they can't vote. So they're long suffering. And as you all know, it is such a great thing to find ourselves face to face with someone, with a situation, and we get it. We get it that that gets us. And all of a sudden, we're good. All of a sudden, you know what? I'm walking here again. And we haven't had that opportunity to have that conversation. We stopped making You Can't Do That in 1990. We were in syndication. We were certainly all over the world. Thank you, world. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you, U.S. Armed Forces Network. Thank you, all the kids watching. Thank you, because it allowed us to reach you. It allowed us. Well, good morning, Chris. Sorry for my tardiness. We are going to speak at a higher level later, you and I. What we have here is a course correction. We are moving away from a failure to communicate, and we're creating our own network, our own concept of what it means to be in touch, of what it means to say, oh my gosh, you too? That's the most amazing feeling in the world. So before I get underway properly, I'm just going to take a sip of coffee here. I found some that puts a little bit of cocoa in it, because it's, what's the temperature here? Temperature here is stupid. The temperature here is 5 Canadian. So what would that be? 5 and 5 is 10 plus 32. So it's 40-ish. And it's raining sideways, which is better than snowing because it doesn't accumulate. It just keeps going. So it's kind of a damp, And when I sit down, for all you new people, I hope, who are joining me this morning, because I posted this on Unforgettables, what I'm doing every Tuesday and Thursday is I'm sharing my life hacks. And why I'm doing that is because I came up with an idea back during COVID, that there is a way to get everybody back in their groove, to get back with both feet, feeling like they got it. I'm a military kid. I have traveled to the most remarkably surprising places. I have packed and moved every way there is except lighting a match and tossing it. But that's always still on the opportunity list. And so, because I'm a nomad, because I'm a gypsy, because I, forced march behind the soldiers, uncertainty is the bedrock of my life. I'm an only child. I didn't have siblings. I was never anywhere very long to get that lifelong friend you can say anything to. I picked them kind of at random, and then we tried to stay in touch, but you know what that's like. So reset and redirect and repurpose, rethink, rewrite the story we were told. Turns out it wasn't true. Not because they lied, but because someone told it wrong to them, and then it just gathers momentum. I realized that was the ground that everyone was standing on when the pandemic came along. And in the pandemic, what we ended up living in real time was what every prison inmate experiences, especially if they're put in solitary. We are yoinked out of our normal and placed in a foreign place with no instructions. And it messes with our heads. The instructions change every day. You're not allowed to join your friends. Now you need to stay even further away. Now you have to be careful of every other thing you do. And by the way, it's invisible. And by the way, they don't really know what caused it, and they don't really know how to cure it. So we're all crossing our fingers and toes and hoping for the best. Except that it went on for such a long time that it really messed with our heads. So if we weren't already dealing with traumatic stress, if we weren't already hoping they like me, if we weren't already hating our job, if we weren't already wondering, why do all the crazies come to me? Then we just added all that uncertainty. Horrifying. So Dewey and I were talking about that, and he said, there's no question. He said, every event con, every fan convention I go to, every nostalgia entertainment opportunity, you see people gathered there. You see them reaching for each other. You see them connecting through their nostalgia favorites. You see them finally breathing, oh my gosh, I get you and you get me. He said, you see people with social anxiety so bad, they have to work from home. When they come out to the, I said, how do they come out to a place that has 40,000 people? And he said, they come because it's who they are. Everybody there is a mirror of them. They finally feel connected. And I said, I get it. So we have to do something about that. We have to tap into that. We have to talk about that. We have to make it possible for people to be celebrated for doing that. I celebrate people all the time. April Lesnick joined Unforgettables yesterday. Now, April was a fan who came to this annual fan event I do. And I reached out to her and I said, listen, I've lost a crew member for my booth. Do you want to do that? And she said, oh, I don't know if I could. I'm kind of not good with crowds. And I said, you will in a minute. It's kind of a 3, 2, 1 thing. And then, oh, well, this is easy. And she said, well, I don't know. So she came, bless her heart, brave as hell. She came and she had the best time. She kept saying, because what we did, you know, when you go to these cons, there's a table and there's a celebrity on one side and we're on the other. And you come along and you say hello and there's a picture which you buy and then they sign it. And then sometimes you get a selfie and that's it. No, we don't do that. We don't do that. What we do is we get the table. Yeah, we get rid of that because it's in the way. And the tables with stuff, yeah, we turn those sideways. So now what we just have is a booth. And I say to the organizer, listen, you know what, since I'm here, can I have a double booth? Yeah. So we have banners on the walls and we have mirrors on the walls and I have baskets of feather boas and I have 3 paparazzi, professional paparazzi who follow everybody around and take 1 million pictures. Last year for fun, I wore a set on top of my jacket and my feather boa. I wore a set of fairy wings because why not? And somebody said, oh, that's trending. I said, well, of course it is now. Of course it is now. And what do we do there? What do we do in my booth? We bring the joy. We make everyone glad they came. Everybody is having an unforgettables moment. Everybody's in the boat. It's not a spectator sport. It's an interactive, just watch me. And it is awesome. So I've only done this at this one location, you know. So when Dewey and I were talking and I said, so here's what I do. I said, it's under the dictionary, in the dictionary where it says, causing the utmost damned astonishment. Yeah, it's pictures of my booth. One year, I think it was the 40th anniversary of the Care Bears. One of my photographers was dressed as Friend Bear. And it's a little disconcerting for people, for Friend Bear to come up and say, hi, can I take your picture? So the reason I did that was to disrupt, jolt people out of the standing back and the spectating, not scaring them, not saying, hi, do microphones intimidate you? Not that, but just bring them in. Let's all look this way. I had somebody with a camera shooting video at the end coming up to people who had just come in and they're doing their thing. And she's saying, can I just ask you a quick question? And puts the camera. Yeah, sure. What's it like to be famous? And they don't really, one of them, very young kid, maybe 10, suddenly, you know, bulked up and said, it's all for the fans, darling. It's all for the fans. His mother, me. So this is what we do. This is what we do as often as we can. I do it here. I do it with my clients. Oh, who are my clients? Well, they're usually people who, one of 3 things. They want to write a book because whatever it is they need to say, they need to get it out of their heart, out of their head. They need to get it onto a printed page so they can look at it from a distance and say, yeah, no, that's not what I meant to say. I meant to do this. And once it's out there and I've published it for them and they say, I'm an author. And I say, that's right. It means you're now the authority on whatever that is. Now you're walking here. And you might even write another one. And quite often they say, no, I wrote one. Oh my God, it's a lot of work, but worth it. Absolutely. So I do that. And sometimes it's not a book. Sometimes it's a business brand shift when they realize that what they started doing they don't want to do anymore. So I help them make it not create disappointment in their audience. And then sometimes they just need somebody who can navigate them, who can show them where the stepping stones are across the pond. Sometimes we need to talk about the things that are going on in the day that are making it really difficult to run their business, or be a mom, or be a friend, or be a partner. Just be. Too much going on that is distracting them from the everyday immediate me. So I do that. And then I said to myself, this is now, I don't know, 2 years ago, what I really need to do is I need to create a membership concept. I really need to have people in the boat with me because they get something from it they don't get anywhere else. We do this. We do together Zooms. We do public Zooms. I meet up with them at events. They come in the booth. They work with me. They become my showrunners. They get a sense of connection to someone they grew up with. They get a feeling of safety. I don't necessarily want to go so far as to say sanctuary, but they get a sense of, we got this. So I'm slowly navigating you, nudging you as I'm telling you the backstory, mostly for the people who I hope are watching today. And by the way, you can comment, you can comment on this, and then I can see your comments. See, Chris, you're watching, do another comment so they can see me answer you, okay? If they just joined, write another comment and then I'll talk to you, okay? What I want to do for me is build a family. I'm an only child. My parents are gone. Ottawa has become my re-home, but I was away a lot. This is my tiny, perfect little apartment. A couple of people who are fans and friends have been to Ottawa. They've been here. They've visited me here. And Charles and Kat Cox came, and Leighton Worthy came, and a couple of other very special people. And they're saying, "Oh my God, is that really the mom costume?" No, I managed to find there's a bunch of them. What I'm giving people is an opportunity to get to know me as Abby Mom, as Abby Care Bear's mom, Friend Bear, Wish Bear, Love-A-Lot Bear, as Eleanor Tweeg on Teddy Ruxpin, as Princess Erusia, as Ellie Patterson in For Better For Worse, as the librarian on You Can't Do That on Television, and of course, Mom. I'm giving you an opportunity to get to know the alter egos, but in the process, I'm inviting you to get to know me, to get to understand that I have Viking ancestry, that I'm a military kid, that I fell sideways into show business. You know what I got to do right after my show got canceled? I was delivering singing telegrams dressed as a chicken. I'm only able to sing 2 songs with any kind of accuracy. One is Jingle Bells and the other is Happy Birthday. And I got paid to do that. You know how much I got paid after being a star on television? $8 a delivery, just in case you wondered what the price of humility is. So if I've been through all of that, I can get a hint of what you're going through. Brock. Why, thank you, Chris. You have to be so specific with Chris when you ask him to do something for you. So he just posted, I said, say something so people know. He went, Brock. And so now I'm telling you what he did. And if you're looking, you can see that he posted it. And now you're saying, oh my God, she's interactive. Improv are us. So what I want to do, what I'm building here, thanks to the universe, thanks to the Viking gods, with Dewey Sean, who was similarly searching, looking for, where's the door? Where's the door? I can hear the knocking. Where's the door? And we found the door at the same time. We opened the door and we stood there. And we both said, how you doing? And then in a remarkably short period of time. I don't know. I think it was maybe 2 days. The defining word unforgettables made its presence known. And after that, every day. So first hit, first look, first contact was October 9th. Serious, mega brainstorming Facebook video conversation. He was in the storm cellar because Hurricane Milton was tap dancing around Florida. And I was up here. And we brainstormed our what if. Yesterday, 152 people said, I'm in. And it's just the beginning. Because when I reached out to Amy Makepeace, 70s and 80s memory lane, I said, lady, I got an idea for you. Got a minute? And she said, always. And I said, okay, here's the deal. How many people do you have in your group? Invite them to subscribe. Join Dewey and I on this ride. Put on your sales genius hat. Get involved. And she said, oh my God. I sent her all the stuff. I talked to her about it. She said, I'm in 100%. I'm in. Send me something to put on our page, to put in our group. And I'm going to encourage everybody to pay attention and take a look. And she was good as her word. You know, we had a whole bunch of people, a whole bunch yesterday, and a whole bunch coming more and more and more. And now I've got Chris, and I've got Gary, who's up here, and I've got Billy, who's up here, and Dewey, and I've got a couple of other people I'm kind of nudging into position. Dave is helping out with the website stuff, because technology and I, you know what we are? We're people who wave to each other from a distance and smile hopefully at each other. So that's the long opening, 20-minute opening. Here's the thing. Most of the time when somebody says, I need you, it's kind of a Limp Bizkit, al dente noodle thing going on. People have reached a spot where they think they are incomplete, that their happiness, their future, their dreams, their safety, their sanctuary will not happen. Happiness will not be theirs unless it comes from the outside. And they invest in all these externals. If I had a really cute sweater, if I had a new car, if I could just do this, if I could just be there, if only this, then I'd be happy. I need you to complete me. I'm nothing without you. Okay, seriously? Here's what happens to Vikings who act like that. We all hope they can swim, because they're of no use to us in the boat when we need people who are ready to row to get us from here to the other side. You see my point? So this is what I wanted to talk about today. What if I need you is not, I need you? What if it's, with a nod to Uncle Sam, I need you. I need you and all the others like you. You more than qualify. In the dictionary under we need this, it's your picture. You are the perfect complement. In a jigsaw puzzle, you're the missing piece. You belong in this place, this time, this opportunity. Come in, the water's fine. I need you. What you are, just by being, what you bring, is exactly right. There is nothing you have to try to be or do that's bigger. In fact, It's helpful if you get rid of all of that dead weight baggage that's in the way. The trouble with dead weight baggage is that it's invisible. We can't see it. Does Canada have their equivalent of Uncle Sam besides Brian Adams? Darling, darling, we have Alanis, my daughter. What are you thinking? We have Shania Twain. We have, I was going to say Nickelback, but you probably didn't want to hear that. We, we have You Can't Do That on Television. We have Slime. We have the founding mom of the Unforgettables. What more could you possibly want? What Canada does instead of the Uncle Sam thing, Canada says, "Oh, cool." Come on. It's a totally different attitude. It's kind of a, besides Brian Adams. Brian. So, oh, you know who else we have? Oh my God. Oh my God. We have Ryan Reynolds. We have Ryan Gosling. Huh? Huh? Did you know, Chris, that Ryan Reynolds went on record? He was on a video. Somebody asked him 10 questions about show business. And one of the questions, I think it was question number 7, what's your favorite TV show of all time? And he said, what are you kidding? You can't do that on television. Where do you think I get my sense of humor? All the really great people, so many great people who went on to the States. Michael J. Fox, right? And Tom Cruise lived here for a while. You see, they only have to stay here a little time because the injection they get in awesomeness only takes a few minutes. Poof. And then they, needs to flourish. Am I bragging, Chris? Am I bragging about being Canadian? And, oh yes, of course, by the way, Vikings were here. Vikings down east. Vikings down the Seaway, into the Great Lakes, down the Mississippi River, into the Caribbean, finding gold, bringing it back, avoiding the hurricanes. Vikings. Yep, proof. I got proof. So we don't really need Uncle Sam. He's like the carnival barker outside. We don't need him, but he's good looking. So what we have the opportunity to do is give everyone a reset who's ready. I call it pivotry in motion. When you make a Viking and SCTV, yes, 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 and all the kids in the hall, yes, yes, yes. Degrassi Junior High. You can't do that on television. Did I mention you can't do that? Every single thing that we think is true, my feeling over time watching is that if it doesn't feel like it fits, if it feels like I might be slightly allergic to whatever this sweater is made of, if it feels like it tastes off, it probably does. It probably isn't a fit for you. When we see somebody struggling at an uphill thing, and we say, why do you keep doing that? And the answer they give is, it's not that bad. Oh, it's not that, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. I mean, it's not that bad. And I always say, if you and I ever went shopping and I went into a dressing room to try on something, and I came out and I say, what do you think? And you said, it's not that bad. Here's me immediately following that. I'm going back into the dressing room. I'm taking off whatever it was. I'm setting fire to it. And I'm getting something else. Now, I'm not going to say, well, maybe if I wore a jacket. No. If it's not that bad, it's not good enough. And this is where this is where the turning point comes with all of us. We all put up with, because it's inconvenient to change. Change is hard when we didn't think of it. It's easy when it's our idea, but it's hard when we didn't think of it. And so we're reluctant. It's a comfort zone. It's kind of a discomfort zone, but it's my comfort zone. And then all of a sudden, it isn't. All of a sudden, there was one more straw on that invisible camel's back. And the camel said, check, please. And we wake up, we turn around, and we say, not worthy, not worthy, not good enough. And it doesn't mean we storm off into the distance. It means we draw a heart-shaped line in the sand. And we say, thank you. And now, from this point on, I love you from afar. Unless you are ready to drop all of your empty drama, your empty swirl, your cheese doodle friends, and get serious about living your life. If you're serious about living your life, I have a seat in the boat. Would you like a window or an aisle seat? It's always up to the person. No one can change the mind, the hope, the expectation, the decision, the determination, the passion, the drive, but us. It's always up to us. So this was my concept during COVID, and I called it Pivotry in Motion, because a pivot is physical. Pivotry is a mindset reset. It's an art form. It's oh, how long has that been there? Oh, how long have I looked like that in that dress? It is an opportunity to rediscover and reinvest in who we are. And I'm an expert at it. I have been doing it my entire life, not only just as a civilian, but as a military kid, and now in my career. I am the ultimate PhD in pivotry, and I can show you how it works. So I do that, and I do it a lot. And when Dewey and I were talking and I explained to him what I do, he said, wow, and the thing is, it's funny and it's colorful and it's busy and it's interesting. And you actually do that with people. You walk them into their pivotry moment, don't you, in your booth? And I said, absolutely. Stealth strategy. And I was laughing, and I said, as I say to a lot of people, given the way I look, it's remarkable that so few people actually see me coming. I don't know. I don't know how that works. What I do know is that when people say, ooh, this is cool, is there room for me? I say, absolutely. So I need you to choose to be. I need you to stop flinging away all your talents and all your skills for some unknown, complicated reason, and say, you know what? I choose me. I'm worth it. I need you to choose you. I need you to get in the boat, because your passion and your drive and your talent and your originality is the fuel that gets us out there, gets us into the wind, gets us going. You think I can pilot a boat all by myself? Can't even say the word. Do you think that's even reasonable to expect me to do it all? Seriously? I see. Well, we will talk later. Why should I do all the work? When you look at what we're doing, when you look at the kinds of things that Dewey accomplishes, he did a video. He was at Spooky Empire when it was rescheduled, and he was walking around talking to people. He had that camera in his hand all day. He also had his Ricky with the other camera doing the interview stuff, but he was nonstop. He knew everybody. He knew all the stuff. Why do you think they invite him? Why do you think he hosts these gigs? Because he's all in, 150 billion% from 20 minutes before he walks in the door until he finally parks the truck when he gets back home. And when he gets back home, he still has to go out and feed the chickens and the goats and the rabbits and the elephants and the short-necked giraffes and whatever, because he's that kind of guy. And when I said I got a seat in the boat, he said, all right, I'm in. Brace yourself. So we got our core group, our caricature artist, Matt Urquhart. My gosh, he's so talented. We've got Chris, we've got Dave, we've got Gary, we've got Susan trying to figure out how to navigate her way into this. We've got everybody we possibly could in this tight-knit, little lean, mean team saying, how do we breathe life into this? And then I said, ooh, Amy. Ooh, Paul. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And here you are. I don't need you to rescue me. I need you to be. We all need that. We all need to say this to somebody. A hug is great. I had to have tough words with one of my team the other day who was saying, well, I'm this and I'm that and I'm the other. And I said, why is it always about you? Why is it always about you? He said, well, it's not about me. And I said, well, apparently. And I said, you know what? People say, Abby, do you have any children of your own? No, I had 102 on television. And I think that's enough. Don't you? Really? I think I paid my dues. Seriously. And they said, well, yeah, okay. And I said, besides, it's always about the children. Why is it always about the children? I'm lovely. Why isn't it about me? So this is my conversation today. It is just over half an hour. I'm trying to get them back down because for a while they were really long and really rambling. And I have a feeling this might be rambling. But here's our plan, my lovelies. This is what we're doing. We are going to create a subscription membership opportunity within the Unforgettables. You can, come and watch, come and participate, come and hang out. Perfect. But if you want to be actively engaged, if you want to get out of the spectator seat, if you want us to have the opportunity to sit down with you, talk about your passion, talk about your life, talk about the way it feels when you hang out with Dewey, when you're at these events, when you're testing the waters and seeing if you're ready. Your story has the ability to inspire a lot of people who haven't really hit the ready moment. They're not curious enough yet. I talk to you, you don't want to be on camera, that's fine. We'll put a picture of something in front of you. You can hold up your favorite collectible. But your story matters. It's huge. For the Pivotry in Motion project, I interviewed 35 people. Random, my friends, my colleagues, the fans that I met on social media, because their life was going like this, and all of a sudden they hit a wall and fell down, and they realized they couldn't get it back up, and they had to make some serious decisions, and they did. They made the serious decisions. They got up and said, no, and went this way. And their lives changed exponentially. And I said, I need to feature you. So I have 35, and I've added a few more recently. So that book will be part of the collection of books. I have a workbook. I have all these little tools that I use that I give to my clients when we're working. So you'll have tangible tools. Amy's got great ideas for contests and gifts and special stuff. Dewey's got a million ideas. I know that Chris is already, his brain is going like this. We're going to be going to the cons. We're going to be a presence at the cons. We're going to be recording. We're going to be media live at the cons. We want people in the booth. We want you to visit. We want to understand the size and shape and power that Nostalgia Entertainment has for you. And we want everybody who's watching, everybody who's decided to join us, we want them to see that they're not alone. Because it's a scary, difficult, confusing time right now. We've got all kinds of stuff that have been turned upside down. We don't have an instruction book, and the ground doesn't feel solid beneath our feet. So Dewey and I and our team, we're going to give you that sanctuary space. All you have to do is decide to step inside. You can just come and be with, or you can subscribe and be among, be part of the building of. Is it expensive? No. No, we've got a great, Amy said, I got this great idea. It's American Thanksgiving coming up next week. Why don't we do a gift voucher? The perfect gift from the for, for the nerd on your list. Because how many times, what else can you possibly give? How about a membership for a year so that they can participate? I said, oh my God, Amy. Oh my God. What a great idea. So we then started tap dancing faster than a speeding pullet. And we've come up with it. We've built the website, and we've got the whole concept of the voucher. We've done the artwork. We just talked about the logistics of it, and we are going to be ready next week. We're going to be ready to launch. We're going to be able to say, okay, so Thanksgiving is the 28th, Black Friday is the 29th, then we've got the 30th, and the 30 days, I have to remember, then we're the 1st of December. Okay, so we're going to be ready. Oh my gosh, you know when we're going to be ready? We're going to be ready to launch the night before. Yeah, we're going to be ready to launch the night before my next live video. Next live video is episode 309. Next Tuesday at 10 o'clock Abbey time, which is New York time. Okay? So all of you watching now, tell the others, all of you watching now, set your clocks, put it in your calendar. Watch for the reveal. You'll see a ton of stuff happening at the beginning of next week on 70s and 80s Memory Lane, which is Amy's group. Dewey's an admin there. And you're going to see it on our group and on my page. And Chris is going to be involved. We're just going to start flooding it and saying, you don't want to miss this. Is that exciting or what? No calories, right? Doesn't cause cavities. It's perfect size, goes with everything. Such a good idea. Okay, so this was a big day. This was a big day for me here with you. I need you to be you with me. Here. I need you to be the unforgettable you've always been. That's what I need from you. Are you in? I hope so. Okay, I'm going to cut it off now. Thank you so much for watching. Without you, it's a rehearsal. I want you to be good to you because you deserve it. And I want you to remember to hug your loved ones because, oh boy, do they put up with stuff from you. Okay, and I will catch you next time, same place.